Hi, today I wanted to talk to you about courage and bravery. I've got 3 books for you today that I think are great examples of those qualities. Let me ask you, what does bravery look like? What does courage look like? How far would you go to protect a friend, a family member, your country? One of the authors, Chris Crutcher, writes for teens. His themes often have to do with loneliness and with loss and abuse. Do any of those things sound familiar? This book, Staying Fat for Sarah Burns, introduces us to a character by the name of Eric Calhoun. He is friends with a girl named Sarah Burns. Sarah has been terribly burned and often is bullied by her classmates. Eric, once he joins the swim team, knows that he has to maintain his weight in order to keep his friendship with Sarah. He's the only one she has. Eric has to find the bravery and the courage within himself to unite with his classmates and the school bully to rescue and help Sarah from a fate worse than burning. The next book I'd like to talk to you about is a book that is a new Lone Star book. It's a Robert F. Seibert winner. This means that it's a highest quality of informational books. So what you're getting here is great information and good quality. The pictures are amazing. So this is based on a real group of boys, teens, when Hitler was just coming to power and Denmark was being held as a protectorate of the Nazis. Knud Pedersen and his brother Jens unite, and after 2 years of being really kind of overtaken by the Nazis, these teen boys decide that they can no longer watch what's happening to the rest of the world, and they gather a group of teens together called the Churchill Club, and they begin sabotaging the Nazis. They steal ammunition, trucks, they blow up bridges, they do a lot of things to anything that they can think of to impede the Nazis from progressing. This book tells about how this group of boys helps the country form a boat lift, which they are famous for. It's called the Denmark Boat Lift. The country united to evacuate the Danish Jews that were going to be gathered up and sent to concentration camps by the Nazis. This group of boys is captured and they are tried by the Nazi party, and the country unifies and unites together to help these boys. You have to read more to find out what happens to these amazing people. The next book I want to talk to you about is another Lone Star book. It's not the first book by this author, but it's the first book in this series. It's called Wolf by Wolf, and it's written by a woman by the name of Ryan Gardine. And it's another book that speaks to courage and bravery, just like the boys who tried to overthrow and challenged Hitler. This book is a book about what would have happened if the Nazis had won World War II. The main character, Yale, has survived the concentration camp. She was experimented on, and she was turned into something called a skin shifter. She is able to change her outward appearance. The plot: a motorcycle race across 12,000 miles of Germania. The hope is if Yale can win, she will get close enough to Hitler to attempt to assassinate him. This is a fast-paced story using motorcycles and all kinds of skills to win the race against 20 enemies. And it asks, what would you do if you were the only one of your kind? You were the last member of your family, and you were the only one that could get close enough to accomplish your mission. Who would you trust if you couldn't trust anyone? How brave could you be to accomplish your mission, knowing that there's the likelihood of victory would be absolutely unheard of. Some great books for you to look into if you want to read about bravery and courage. I've got some great characters and actual real people for you to read about. Read about Eric. Read about Nud and his group of teens that helped to overthrow the Nazi Party. This is a real, factual book. And then here's a book about a girl who has survived and the Nazis have won the world. How does Yale attempt to overcome her fear? Great reads. Let me know what I can help you with.